in our constitution, I don't know whether you have a constitution. If you don't have, get one. In our constitution, free and fair elections or referenda. So that is the last resort, referenda. Referenda simply means you and Ama and all people of Alua, you agree that we don't want military or we don't want that man to be our president. You all agree that no, the other man is our president as citizens. And now this is where Museveni didn't calculate well. Now when we reach on that level, it means they will submit. Because right now what they are doing is buying hearts of people. Okay? They are trying to buy hearts of people, such as that they are trying to buy hearts of people to see that all Ugandans can buy them. That's what they are doing. The son is trying to manipulate Ugandans that his father has been bad. The government of his father has been bad. Now for him is coming as a solution to the government of his father, which has been bad. Are you saying that? And that is not, actually that is not there. And it cannot work. And now for us, if they have finally taken over the country through military, now we as Ugandans, we take a stand. We agree on one thing, that is not our president. That is what we call a referenda. We agree on one thing, that we don't want militarism to be the system of governance in our country. That is what we call referenda. That is the last resort Ugandans will be remaining with. But remember, a referendum must be initiated by either parliament or the citizens, the local men. Now, the parliament that would have initiated it is already serving the son. So, which means now we as citizens, we are remaining with only that last resort of agreeing, and we say militarism is not the system of governance in our country, and that man is not our president. Our president is that one. That is the only result we are remaining with our study. Brother and Ama. For us, we are bold enough. Why? We are in the law. And secondly, we are servants of God. You kill me, I become a hero. If you are counseling to have Uganda Matters Day, don't mind. Uganda Matters Day will start now in this generation because I'm a servant of God. I am bold and confident that I will speak for God and my country. Why? I cannot get ashamed of the gospel. You cannot serve gospel in the places where there is no law, where there is confusion, where there is chaos. So that's why for me, I am coming now with two things. The same way how President swears, he swears to God. I swear, Solomon, you say, you will uphold, defend, preserve this constitution. So help me, God. He holds the Bible. And that's the Bible I'm holding. That's why I was saying that violence cannot work in Uganda. We can use a godly way, we still get what we want. We cannot be like Kenyans. Kenyans are using violence. But ever since they started using violence, what have they achieved? What have they achieved? So, our time is now. My time is now. I am soon coming. You are going to see me physically on the ground, addressing people's problems. For me, I will be where there is a problem. Where there is a problem is where I will be. Jesus was where there is a problem. Where there is a problem is where Jesus was. When Lazarus died, it is where Jesus was. When the daughter of Jairus died, is where Jesus was. So my work now is to be where there is a problem. We address the problem according to the constitution, but not with violence. And with this, we shall achieve, I want to assure you, we shall achieve our freedom. We shall receive our peace. I want to assure you. No, Anita has never been a biggest problem to our country. Because Anita saw the deaths of members of parliament, most especially the speakers. For example, Anita read the history. By the time Koboko municipality MP was dying, Honorable Francis Ayume, Anita was already in politics. That was 1998. By the time Jacob Bolanya was dying, Anita was also in politics. Actually, I think he was also in parliament. So Anita was only was yielding to be used by the rottenness of Museveni and his son. Anita has never been a problem of Uganda. He has never. Anita has no any problem with Uganda. Anita was, even if I was to be Anita in that position, I would have done that to protect my life. Because if she was to refuse to do that, she was going to be assassinated. So she accepted now to play a dirty game to deceive Ugandans such that the son can come to power. So don't get annoyed over Anita, no. If she was to refuse, she would have ended up like Oranya, like Ayume, like other ministers, like Serena Nevanda. Hey, these people who have died yet they were in parliament, like Joan Kagezi. So be confident that this is all about one family manipulating the whole Ugandans. You get it, brother? Yeah, so thank you so much, Honorable Andama. Where are you? Are you in Arua or you're in Kampala? Because this name Andama is from our place of West Nile. Yes, so no one should deceive you. Anita, if she was to refuse to play that game, she was going to be killed. She was going to be killed. But she had to play that game. You get it, brother. So I am so happy for you, my brother. And I'm a Kabogo difference and Sokula. Oh, you are in Entebbe. Oh, that's good. Entebbe. Now, now for you who is in Entebbe, let me teach you this. Are you seeing what Muhoozi is doing? Muhoozi wants to rule Uganda like how the governor was in Uganda, the governor of the British. That's why they don't want to come into elections. He will be seated in Entebbe. Now the district commissioners will be submitting to him by force. Yes, by force. So now, it means in Arua he will put his district commissioner. In Guru he will put his district commissioner. In Karamoja he will put his district commissioner. For him he will be there. That's why you heard that there is no more electing a president by common people. The president will be elected through the parliament. That is uongo. Yo ni marafuku. Tutabiringishana paka hadi mwisho. We cannot allow this to happen because we are Ugandans. We shall defend our constitution because it is constitutional to defend it. You understand? So for you now, you can get a picture. This is how the British could govern Uganda. It was by force. You remember even Arua, when it joined Uganda in 1914, I think from 1914 up to 1930 something, Arua was a closed district. You could only come out of Arua when you are going to work in the shambas of Baganda. Or you join the army. That is how the British did. Why? To monopolize, to exalt Baganda above, because of the interest, because of the favors the king had given them. You understand? And they wanted to reduce also monopoly. They wanted to monopolize rather than to reduce competition. That's why up to now, Alua's productivity is low. Western Nile, they don't have cash crops they produce. This disease started with the British by making Western Nile to be a closed district. You understand? So that is how our boys from Arua ended up being Amemen, Asikari. They ended up being Asikari. Why? The British could only give you we call it a marching order. For you to come out of Western Nile to travel to other places, you must be under the submission of the British. If they don't give you a permission, no coming out of Arua, no coming out of Western Nile. So it worked like this until when missionaries entered in, they said, no, please. We want to go to Arua and preach gospel. We want to do this until now it came condensing, and even the waves of nationalism were coming in 1944. This Ignatius Kanga Musaz was already started speaking now to the British to give us our freedom and peace. So that is So for you is in Entebbe, you can now get the real picture Moses is doing in the country. He wants to rule Uganda like how Cohen was ruling Uganda. Eh? Dictatorship, governing by authority, no election, no freedom. Yeah, but now they know that Ugandans, they are now, you cannot just manipulate them. You cannot just come by force with your guns and they will come you. They can even get pangas. That's why they are trying to put fake stories to show Ugandans that they are working such that the sun can be bought into the hearts of people. Because they know that if people have refused, even if you have guns, you cannot rule them. You cannot. The whole country will be under violence. And even though you have guns, you will fail to control that violence of the whole country. Will you ban all people? Arua is rioting. Karamoja is rioting. The other side is rioting. Will you ban them because you have an aeroplane? Certainly not. This is an indicator that now you are a bad leader. So that's why they are trying to manipulate, bringing some other issues like corruption. This government is corrupt. Now for us, we are coming with our government, which is not corrupt, such that they can get what? They can get favors. Okay, now Kyagulanyi. Do you think we give trust to Kyagulanyi? He will cause change? It seems Ugandans are cowards. No. Actually, my picture is like this. Kyagulanyi made a mistake. He wouldn't have gone out of the country at a time when Ugandans needed him. That is the time whereby he was to stand bold like Kwame Nkrumah with his people. He was to stand bold like Kanga Vemusaz, like this Mutesa, one of Uganda. This is the time he would have now stood on the ground firmly with his people, and there is nothing they could do to him because he was protected by people. Ugandans loved him, most especially Buganda. He had a good number of people who had trusted him. Now, going out of the country brought some reasons, brought some so many ideas in people's heads. Why has he left the country? Yet there is no one looking for him, because there is no any. As you police said, they are not looking for him. The army brought that confusion. Now other Ugandans who are elites thought they had played the game with the military. Because if police says we are not looking for you, then how comes that the army again is looking for you? I think that. So this left now a lot of gaps in people's heads. So there is no way I would have left the country. If he wants people to trust him, and which Museveni cannot do, is to come back to Uganda. Museveni cannot allow Kyagulanyi to come back to Uganda, because the moment he comes back to Uganda, now true revolutionists will rise up and opt the referenda. You see this? So that's why he cannot allow him. He will just leave him to be there. He start his simple life, because for him is funded. He's not lacking anything. You understand? Now here the son will be taking over power. So when he has taken over power, now he can come back now. When he comes, you'll be like Besigye. You'll be, Ruzira. Yeah. So now, Bobby Wine may not opt that life. May not opt that life. So number one, first trust yourself as a Ugandan. That's number one. Trust yourself, number one. Number two, know that you yourself, you are power. You understand? Know that you are power. Okay, now, in the countries with democracy, remember Museveni was not democratic. Museveni was not democratic. Actually, Museveni was violent. Museveni wanted chaos in the country during the time of Obote. If Museveni was to be democratic, he wouldn't have also run away from the country, because Obote was not looking for him. Obote started looking for Museveni. The day Museveni became a rebel. Okay, I was addressing, I think it interfered with their puzzles, login, what. The Dem 7 became a problem, became violent, is when Obote started looking for him. But if Museveni was even to oppose Obote democratically, because for me I've seen the videos of Obote so many times. I have watched his speeches. Obote was more democratic than Museveni because Obote wanted them to sit and they agree on issues. So there was no need for Museveni to go to the bush if there was a room for Obote to be advised. Obote wanted the advice. Museveni refused to advise Obote. He opted to go to the bush. That's why now the government started looking for Museveni. You understand? So this is the same way. And secondly, I want you to remember that Museveni coming to power, he had already built his line with the British. He had already built his line with the British. He already had guns. He already had a line of guns. For you are saying he ran to Sweden, but that was not his first time to be in Sweden. He was in Sweden before he came to power. Actually, before he came to work with the government of Obote. Remember, his wedding was in England in 1973. You understand? So, in 1973, 1974, he was up and down, outside, inside, outside, inside, outside, inside. Eh? Muhoozi is well known for looking for Bobby Wine, even what they did at his house and his wife. Okay, this one, some issues, some things need a deep understanding. Because Muhoozi looking for Bobby Wine was unconstitutional. What had Bobby Wine done? You understand? What had Bobby Wine done? They were looking for him over what? They are the ones who protected him to look for votes. They are the ones who protected him to, they even gave him a military attire, the bulletproof. They also gave him a yachuma, this coffee whereby bullets cannot penetrate. By the time UPDF was shooting innocent Ugandans, Bobby Wine was already protected with the body armor and the Kofia Yachuma. Now, finally, when the game is done, they were looking for Bobby Wine for what? Why didn't they arrest him by the time they were protecting him? I don't know whether you get me. So you first answer my brother, this brother Ivan. Ivan, constitutionalism stopped the day they amended the constitution contrary to its provision in 2005. Now, a good politician could not come again through elections. He could come now with the last resort to redeem the constitution first. All these Ugandans to agree on one thing, that you are our president. This is what I was telling Bobby Wine. That stop, don't go to elections. You already have another button, which Museveni fears most. Because Come and say, I am here with my people. They are saying I am their president. That is what we call a referenda initiated by citizens looking for him. But he accepted to be in elections, which is unconstitutional. You understand? So the elections were unconstitutional. And now, since the elections were unconstitutional, it means we did not need them. You understand? So it means that now, I'm in Uganda, my brother. For me, I told you, ever since last year, I told you I cannot run away from my country because of this army. No. So, I am thinking nonsense. It is because you don't know law. It is because you don't know law. But what I'm speaking is constitutional. But for you, you are using militarism. Again, what? You are using militarism. But militarism is not even in our political systems according to the constitution. You understand? And now this is the problem we have. So for you, you want us to come into the elections where you already have a sure win. You understand? You want us to come, yeah, but now finally, even Jesus ran out of danger, but finally, what happened finally? Did he run away? Finally, because we are now on the final tires, the final result. Finally, what happened to Jesus? They even stripped him naked, such that he can do the will. He ran away at first, but finally, what happened? So now, for you, expect that change is going to come when all people have died, when land is belonging to Chinese and Indians and Americans, when all these cities are destroyed, that is when change will come. That is when you will protect your people. I think there is a good question here. How different is Oboss and Anita Among, yet they were all in the Karamoja iron sheet scandal, and the one who was in prison. Wama, for you, I will speak with you. For you, you understand now. Hey. Now, Oboss is the one who brought even UPDF Act to exalt above the Constitution. You understand? So they are playing the same game. It is like a father inheriting a son, and rather a son inheriting the father. Woman, for you understand now the games. It is, let me tell you, what we need right now is not parliament. For all Ugandans must bear with me. What we need right now is not a parliament. What Uganda need right now is not parliament, is not a president, is not the army, is not the police. What Ugandans need right now is to agree on one thing as Ugandans, that we don't want militarism. This is our president of civilians. Then we redeem the constitution, because that is what the constitution says. As long as everything has turned upside down, we are left with one option called the referendum, initiated by us, we citizens of Uganda. So here we don't need any parliamentarian to speak for us. We don't need any army general to speak for us. We don't need any doctor to speak for us. We are speaking as Ugandans, agreeing on one thing as Ugandans. Are we together? So what I'm doing is the constitution, because the constitution gives me authority to teach it. Public awareness. People must know their laws that are governing them. So if preaching the constitution is an offense, then I'm ready to be in jail. Yeah, I'm ready to be in jail. You understand? So no one should threaten you or intimidate you. All these people you see, they are coming with fake reasonings. It is because they are eating. They are eating from the hands of Museveni. For you, these people are not different. They are one. They are just playing the game that Anita has been That's why Namboze was saying, for me, I am supporting Oboso Boss. Now, if Namboze, you are supporting Oboso Boss, now where is your opposition again? We citizens of Uganda to address our problems, but don't expect that the parliament. Actually, we must bring the parliament now to the civilians, to the citizens of Uganda. Leave alone the other parliament is for whites. Whatever they are doing, they are passing out the laws of the European Union. Everything they do, they cannot come to debate or to pass out laws which are favoring Ugandans. Every law is torturing Ugandans, but it's whites. European Union Parliament. Hope we are together there. So somebody is abusing me. I saw somebody who was abusing me. No, again, you must mature in understanding. You must mature in understanding, and you learn that the law is totally different from militarism. Somebody is laughing and saying, how are we going to rub this when things are in guns? I'm going to show you how we are going to do it. Don't mind, time is coming and now it is. I will show you how we are going to do it. This one doesn't need a speaking. I will show you action. We're now going into action. For me, I don't want to preach what I don't practice. Yes, and that's why Uganda we have matters, by the way, for your information. Uganda we have matters because matters are the ones who take the initiative to oppose the government publicly. As long as the government becomes wicked, guns, they have exalted guns above gods. Now servants of God come in and they show it publicly how they must do for the country to have peace. So it's me who will show you how to do it. Just relax, you are soon going to see me. How are we going to rub this when things are in guns? That's our next step. That is my next step. Now I will be teaching you live when I'm doing what you are supposed to do. No, I'm not ready. Are you ready for Muhoozi to become our president? No, I'm not ready. Is it not daydreaming, thinking that Museveni and family can go without guns? No, they can't go without guns. Yeah? They can't go without guns. They can go very well. Do you know that the same guns can be used? You see, the approach we need is one. We need the opposition which can separate guns. We need the opposition. Actually, for me, now my speech, don't think that people who are using guns are not watching me. They are watching me. Last year, when I started my messages, people with guns started threatening me. We are going to follow you. I said, don't mind. I also started this mission knowing that you will follow me. But when I continued speaking, of course now guns are separate. Don't be fooled. Guns are now separated into two. There are people who are watching with guns, who are also yearning for change. There are also people who are having guns, they are not ready for change. So if your opposition cannot separate guns, it means you are in danger. Because we have bloods which spark revolutions. When the when the Prince of Austria, for people who know history, when he was assassinated, it sparked World War I, right? It sparked World War I. Why? Because they are they are bloods which separate guns. They are bloods after their assassination. Now guns is separate. They separate. They start firing one another. Why have you killed him? Now, if your approach, if your strategy cannot separate guns, then you cannot help the country. Because we cannot buy other guns. From where? Do we have reasons? We are civilians. We are tortured. Our businesses are down. We are the ones paying taxes. So you cannot tell me that you have an approach of buying a gun to overthrow Museveni. No. Come with the approach which can separate guns. That is how you win. whereby there are some men with guns on your side, and they are, but in the same government, yes. Remember, the government is different from the army. The government is liable to change, but the guns or UPDF or police is for the country. Their work is to protect the country, not the government. If the government becomes wicked, it is the police even to arrest the government. Are you understanding what I'm doing? If the government becomes wicked, it is the police to arrest the government. It is the army to protect if the government becomes wicked, it is the police to invite the army that you come and help us to arrest this government has become wicked. But since now, your approach cannot separate this, because in the government, there are people who are for the country, and there are people who are for the family of Museveni. Don't be fooled. Don't think that all have died. They are all working for Museveni. No. There are people who are in the government, but they are working when they are jeering. Are you seeing that? But they have nowhere to pass because of that circle. You cannot break that circle. So if you come and you are assassinated like Jan and Rumu, it means you have left now a separation. Because there are men in the government that will be supporting you. There are men also in the country that will be supporting you. Actually, for your information, UPDF and police is not for the government. It's for the country. It is for the state. Because the NRM government, the reason why we go to elections is that if they lose the elections, the government can change. And they must be protected when they are looking for elections. Even the opposition must be protected when they are looking for elections. But where things stand to be upside down, it means now you come with another approach which can separate the guns. I hope I have answered you very well. Because for us, we don't have money to buy guns. No. We don't have money to buy guns. But we have the guns of the country. But if the guns of the country are meant to kill Ugandans, now let us separate it. Let it be known that Ugandans are killed. The guns that are bought by civilians to protect the country are the same guns killing them openly. And that's a strategy God wants. That's a strategy that can help Uganda. Because that strategy will separate the country, whether you want or not. Don't think that in the government of Amin, we are happy. All people were happy when Amin killed Jan and Rumu. No. That's why when Nyerere came to overthrow Amin, there are some army men. There are some army men who were on the line of Nyerere. But still in the government of Amin. You understand? So that is it, brother. Don't be caught offside that Museveni is the last resort. No, nothing to do. Let us accept to die, to cry. No, please. There are many who are called to break circles. So I know my speech always provokes NRM and PLU. And they also love to listen. They always follow me here. I always see them listening. Yeah, so that is it. The country cannot be without hope because Bobi Wine has raped the country. No, we take the initiative. We must bring back a hope to the country. Hope must be in the country. And secondly, where there is change, change must be within the country. We are tired of changing using guns. That's why I'm coming with this approach. Can't we change? If Museveni says he is a servant of God, for all these years he has spoken about God, do we need bloodshed to change power? Certainly not. So that's why if I come, I speak without using a gun. And I will influence that politics, that authority. That authority will be influenced and will submit. If he has been in peace talks, he has been going to different countries to bring peace, then let him also bring peace in his own country by accepting to change the authority in peace. So this one will not come from nowhere. No, it will come because there are people who have stood for it. And this is what Ignatius did. Ignatius's words were powerful to the extent that the whites bought him. They had to buy him to sit on legislative council and stop shouting for them. Aye. But he did his part. The Mutesas, by the time the Mutesas, the Obotes were coming, he had already laid the foundation. So guns that change politics, that change authority. No, it is not guns. It is not guns. We have people like, now do Americans use guns? Certainly not. Are they so special from us? No. But they are behind all this manipulation. They are behind all this manipulation. They are the ones who say we are for Bobby Wine. Again, they come, they say we are for Museveni. Again, now for you, if you don't know the tricks that these people are in the business, you will end up dying up to Ruzira. The family is going to rule for 120 years. Then they give out power 40 years and then remaining 80. Okay, yeah. I love this. You know, I love this. Why? They are men, for us who read history, they are men who trusted in their power. They are men who trusted in their guns. They are men who trusted in their chariots. By then, there were no missiles. There were no missiles. But they are men who trusted in their guns. They are men who trusted in their chariots. They are like what we are doing, like what you are saying here. My friend, you are not above God. No, you are not. You are not above God. The same guns can be used to kill you. These same guns you are holding and you are bragging with can be used to kill you. The same, God can raise, can spark a shooting from even your own family. You can even fight for a spoon. You are joking with God. You can fight for a spoon or a seat. Who has been here in my chair? Who has been here? Oh, you can fight for something small. Anger laws. Or you can slap your cousin's daughter. You slap, yeah, the cousin, and for you at your homes, the guns are like spoons. Even the grandchildren have pistols. You understand? So you can just slap your cousin's sister. It starts from there. You spark, it sparks from there. You start shooting yourselves there. Your own guns can kill you. The way you are bragging that the family is going to rule for 120 years. These same guns you are using to kill Ugandans can also kill you. And from your own home, when there is someone who has attacked you, God can raise the anger within you. He brings something which can spark off the revolution. Secondly, death can also come. Death. You wake up one day when you are all dead. The guns are there, but you cannot shoot them. So don't joke with God. For me, I believe in God, there is a creator. If you come and brag that the family is going to rule 120, my friend, there is a creator. I want to tell you the truth. There is a creator who directs everything. Is this I myself, I trust in God. I trust God so much. That's why I am confident that if God has not allowed, the family of Museveni cannot kill me. Even my death, it is God who has allowed. I want to assure you this. My brother GNX, I want to assure you, your guns cannot kill me if God has not allowed. When you see that your guns are shooting me to death, then you know that God has allowed I die like that. I become also one of the martyrs of Uganda. And we are in the months of martyrs. For your information, we are entering the season. Oh. We are entering the season. You are joking with God. God, never joke with God, my brother. And wherever there is suffering, God raises his servants. Do you remember Moses? You people, you know Bible, but you read about Moses, but you don't know how Moses worked. Moses was an answered prayer. Eh? Moses was an answered prayer. People were afflicted, were suffering, but Moses didn't come with a gun. Yet he was coming to talk to people with guns. You understand? But the power of God manifested. There was vengeance, which is not from Moses, but from God of Moses. So for me, I trust in God. Where there is suffering, don't tell me that God is happy. When Ugandans are suffering, don't tell me that God is happy. When you are bragging in guns that these guns, what, we are now remaining with for 80 years, we shall rule. Now this one means that Museveni is done, the son is also coming, even the grandson. Even the grandson will also produce. It doesn't work like that with God, my brother. God is the one who exalts a king and puts down a king. That authority you see there, it is there because God has allowed it to be there. Even amidst all these fightings, amidst all these killings of Ugandans, God is watching. Don't tell me that God is not watching. No, God is watching, but God cannot work without a person standing. For your information, this is a principle. God has never saved any country. God has never saved any nation without people standing, without his servants taking the initiative. That's why we have matters in Uganda. Don't think that matters are for formality. You always go there. You always go to Namugongo. I don't know what you go to do. But when you go there to worship the God of matters, you do well. To commemorate the face of men who stood firm against the wicked governance. All these men you see, we always remember Jana Niruumu in Kitigum, Muchwini. That is when? 16th February. Why? Because he stood boldly to resist the governance, the poor governance of the country, of the government. So, my brother, God is not above guns. And we have seen generations, we have seen people with guns. We have seen people with guns. So, be firm. Be firm, stand strong. We are in a season of matters. I am standing on behalf of God. Let me see whether these guns will come to kill me. And if you see these guns have killed me, you know that God has allowed it. I want to tell you the truth. But this is my season. It is my time now. The season of matters. Uganda matters. The God of Uganda is different, my friend. The God, since it was cancelled, now it has resurrected through here. The spirit of matters is here. So the God of Uganda is the God of matters. That's why we are unique. That's why we are different. And that's why, by the way, for us, we are not like Kenya. Kenya, they go on the road. Yeah. For us, we are unique. For us, God does not allow his people to go on the roadside to start fighting. Our God loves the people to stay home. One person speaks for them. Jana Niruumu. Yeah. He spoke for the suffering people. Because for us, we don't have guns. We cannot use stones. Can stones change? Somebody has an aeroplane. He has a chopper. He can come and burn you, all of you, in 1 minute. You're going to want to hold the stones for what? But when the servants of God stand, they shake the governments. They shake. They just speak. The government starts shaking. So which means there is another power. Though Amin had power, but there is another power Jana Niruumu had. Yes, the power not of guns. There is another power the Christians whom Mwanga killed had. I don't want to talk about men of God. Everyone is serving. Everyone is serving his generation. I am also serving my generation, my brother. But what I'm saying is, we have powers. Different power. Amin had power. But my friend, It means the power of Janani Luwum was beyond the power of Amin that could shake even his gun. The power that shook a man to use a gun to shoot a person who has no gun must have been power, my friend. Must have been power. And this is the power Ugandans are despising. And this is the power that is going to bring a change in this country, Uganda. I want to tell you the truth. That is the power. The power of knowing that your Redeemer lives. The power of knowing that Jesus is the death and resurrection. Is resurrection and life, rather. The power of knowing that people must have their freedom. Eh? Eh? Yes. Janani Luwum was also a man of God. And I'm also talking about God. And Janani Luwum, remember, he was telling Amin, please, Amin, stop killing us. This government is now contrary to the standard of God. Now, for me, I will be having a double portion. Hey, the anointing, I have the double portion of a double anointing of Janani Luwum. I'm speaking to the Father and the Son. He was not called to do that. Leave the man of God alone. I am doing what you would have done. Leave Kazimba Mugaru alone. When I listen to me carefully, for me, I'm having the double anointing of Janani Luwum because I'm speaking to the Father and to the Son. So which means, if they kill me, I have double glory. I have the glory of the name of Museveni, which he has worked for all these years. I will take it in one day. Even the Son, I will take his glory. So which... No, we are given a different anointing, brother. You see, when the Apostle Peter was called, God called him to speak to the Jews. But when the Apostle Paul was called, God called him to speak to the Gentiles. So it depends on the calling. So God might have called Kazimba Mugaru to speak to the Protestants. But for me, God has called me to speak to Museveni and his son. Simple as that. Yes, there must be another authority that speaks to the leaders. Have you ever read about 1 Kings chapter 22? Actually, chapter 21. In 1 Kings, we have a wicked king called Ahab. Ahab went and killed Naboth. To take Naboth's vineyard. After killing Naboth, God told Elijah, go now and speak to Ahab. He is there in Naboth's vineyard. So which means, though Ahab was a king, but there was another authority that could shake him. That is the authority of God. And that's why Elijah had to come in to prune this man salary. So now the government will not do these wicked acts. And you tell me that I will keep quiet. And I am encouraging myself. I am a servant of God. You know, which God am I serving? When I cannot prune Museveni and his son. Which God? Which God am I serving when I'm still fearing guns? Guns? This is nothing. Even Napoleon said, this is nothing. Death is nothing. But to live defeated and without glory is to die every day. So people, please, don't get worried. God is in control. God is in control. We have it all. Amen. Yeah, thank you so much, Hard Life, for joining. You're most welcome. We were here with Zandam. I think we are making like a 1 hour. And God bless you. You people from Entebbe, we love you so much. We know you are enjoying, but not all of you. But for us, our work is to speak to the government authorities. I want to remind everyone here that this is a land of matters. Uganda is a land of matters. Even Museveni is aware. He spoke about it on the 18th day of January. He said Uganda is a land of matters, both political matters and religious matters. Yes, I also want to remind him that Uganda is a land of matters whereby servants of God oppose wicked governance like his and his son. The reason why we have matters is because the servants of God took the initiative of opposing this poor governance. So it did not stop with him. No. Matters did not stop that day. So since you have rocked matters for people not to go there and worship the God of matters, I am here representing matters. Are you there? You will represent matters, my friend. You wait and see. You wait and see. For us, Uganda, we do it this way. We don't do it like Kenya. Because in Kenya, people fight for themselves. But in Uganda, God fights for his people. That's what we mean, the land of matters. In Kenya, people fight for themselves. That's why you see Gen Z, when the fuel prices are high, they come on the streets, they do what? But in Uganda, God fights for his people. That's why we have matters. These are men who stand strong, speak a message which shakes the authority. So which means we have another power which is not the power of guns. We have another power which is not the power of missiles. We have another power which does not need any man's approval. Whatever you are doing, you are seeking approval from men. But for us, we have another power which does not need any man's approval. But we are only approved by God. So that's why we are confident. We are confident that this wicked governance will change. Will change, whether by what or by what, it will change. Somebody was saying, wow, we cannot change without guns. We shall change without guns. Actually, we have the creator of the one who created the guns. That is God. That is why Jana Neruum, I have given you a good example. Our boy from Muchwini, Jana Neruum, from Kitigum, Muchwini. This boy, this man, stood with the power of God and shook Amin, who had guns. Amin was not contented when Luum was still alive. What shook him? Power. Tell your neighbor, power. So which means we have another power, which is not the power of what? Of guns. Actually, for me, I don't need escorts to move. But Museveni cannot move without escorts, even if he's going to urinate. I always watch him, me rotating escort, me rotating escort. For me, I don't need that. Why? I'm protected by who? By the power of God. And that's why we are bold and we are confident in what we are doing, that God is in control. God is on our side. We carry power. Jesus had no gun, but he shook King Herod. King Herod was shaken because of Jesus' messages. Not guns. Jesus had no guns. Servants of God have no. Actually, we don't need guns. We just direct guns where they should be. Hello? We don't need guns. So for your information, no one should shake you. No one should threaten you. So I am confident that we are going to change this country, not by power, nor by might, but by the Spirit of God. Not by power, not by Americans, not by Russians, not by Chinese, but by the Spirit of God. Whether people like it or not, the government is going to hand over power godly, democratically, peacefully, not by power nor by might, but by the Spirit of God. He who wants to accept, let him accept that. Jesus could preach his messages and finally say, he who wants to believe, let him believe that. So he could not wrestle with people. So we have another power which is not seen with these eyes, but it is there. And that is the power that makes us confident and bold and strong and brave, steadily and stable, that the country will change. Will change. So it is God who gives leadership. Leadership comes from God. You cannot come to power by your own making, my friend. No. It is God who allows. When you see people are supporting you, you know that it is God who has allowed. When you see people rebelling against you, you know that it is still God who has not allowed. Even if you have guns, your guns will not help you. You better humble. You better humble and submit to the authority God is recommending. If every Ugandan is shouting, yeah, 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 this man is going to kill us and finish us, then you know you are not in God's will. Because God cannot bring leaders who are going to threaten his people. God cannot bring leaders who are going to kill his people. What kind of God are you serving? Which God is that? That is not my God. That is not, we are not craving for power. I'm already power. Me, myself. I'm already power. That's why I'm speaking this, and I'm confident over my speech that I can repeat it even if you wake me up. Even if you put me in the middle of the forest. Even if you put me in the basement, I still stand strong that Jesus is the Lord. Jesus is the Lord, and all authority belongs to him. All authority has been given to me. When Jesus says all authority has been given to me, do you have any other authority? Are you left with any authority? So all authority belongs to Jesus. And now Jesus says, now as the Father sent me, so now I send you with all authority. Hello? Now you are shaking. Shaking for what? Who? Who can shake me? What can a mortal man do to me? That's the Bible. What can a mortal man do to me? The Lord is my refuge. I shall fear no man. You are fearing maggots, a man who will just die and rot. Huh? Hello? Don't be shaken. God is in control. Don't be shaken. We are, let me tell you, I'm soon coming on the ground. The time is now, and now, the time has come and now is for me to be on the ground. I'm coming on the ground. You are going to be seeing me now physically on the ground, raising concerns, because Jesus was where he was a solution. Jesus was a solution to people's problems. Yes, these are just mere maggots. This is fresh. I wonder people who wake up and exalt themselves because they have gone to the gym. Maggots don't go to gyms. They find you where you are. They start eating you. So food for maggots cannot threaten me. No, 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 no. So I was telling you that I am soon coming. We are going to be on the ground, live, on the ground, becoming a solution to problems. Solution to problems. Because when Lazarus died, Jesus was on the ground. Even though Pharisees didn't want him to be on the ground, but he was on the ground. And the problems were solved. When Jairus' daughter died, Jesus was on the ground. And the problems were solved. This way, the blind. So this is our generation. Jesus addressed the concerns of life, all people. All people. All people were solved by Jesus. When he raised Lazarus' daughter, he told the people, give her what to eat. Now, for you, do you have what to eat? If they break your business, do you have what to eat even after praying for you? After praying for you, I will say, give him what to eat. Do you have it? You always encourage yourself. The Bible says, when you get what to eat and what to drink, that and what to put on, that is enough for you. Do you have them? Bemufuna ebyokulya n'ebyokwambala ebyo bamalenga mubiyina. Mubiyina byo. Bwe mala okusabira nenkugamba oyo muwe ekyokulya okiyina ky'onaamuwa. Do you have it? So which means I must come there for miracles. On the ground, kati bannamagye bagamba kasajja gwe twakwesunga dda. Yes, I'm coming. Nzija mufukamire. Cornelius yafukamirira Petero. The centurion knelt down before who? Before Jesus. He said, please help me. Help me and save my person. My servant is bad off. My friend, our authority does not submit to your authority. It is your authority that submits to our authority. You have not known who we are, maybe. We are sons of God, carrying all power and all authority. For us, we fear no guns. Guns have nothing to do with us. We are the ones who direct guns what to do. Mugonderenga abafuga kubanga teri bukuru butaveri katonda, teri bufuzi butaveri katonda. Takwatira bwerere kitala lwaki ye muweereza wa katonda eri abo abakola ebyobujemu. So which means nze muweereza wa katonda ayina okulagira ekitala gye kirina okutunula eri abo abakola ebyobujemu eri katonda. No one should deceive you. Deceive you. Horita kuri Horita kuri